I am attempting a live on the YouTube channel of myself where I am planning to discuss some of the emerging challenges, prospects, and the needs of the water sector based research and development as well as the higher education. Friends, as you know, I am Dr. M.L. Gaur, basically a hydrologist, agricultural engineer, and having more than 40 years of multifarious experience in water sector, watershed sector, irrigation, water productivity, and many related fields, which includes food, fodder, and forest, land uses. So I have traveled through different sections of the water sector because water sector looks to be a single entity, but as you know, it is not a single entity or thing that generally visible. It has connects with many visible as well as invisible, direct as well as indirect processes, components, and physical systems on the earth or even in the nature. So let me start. You see, water is the lifeblood of our planet. It works in the same way what our blood works. See, our body is a system, and the whole nature, whole globe is also a system. So, system has its own boundaries. Nothing can enter inside naturally unless otherwise you put some energy to get it out, or nothing can go out if you do not put any energy for it. So this is a system where the inflow and outflow are governed by some flux of energy or some actions. So water is that fluid which gives the life on the planet, and I have seen the journey of water-based research, development, and education in past 4 decades. Still, this biggest entity of the nature is not properly, adequately, completely understood. It looks very small. We can see it's a small drop of the water, but it's very difficult to define the whole architecture of that drop, to understand its formation, its deformation, how it gets converted into productivity or disasters. We are talking in piecemeal approaches. Say, suppose there is an engineer who is working on rivers, he will talk only that water is in the rivers and dams and reservoirs. You know, every system of the water, maybe it is a river, maybe it is a stream, maybe it is a canal, it has some original destinations. Means they are located far away from that water system, say in the field, in the forest, in the small, most remote location of a watershed or a catchment, or the most remote leaf of a tree where the rain drops first time, it strikes and have its journey towards the outlet of the watershed. So, understanding, measuring, and managing this water drop from start up to the end. Start, we can start it from the tip of a tree, and we can consider end at the sea where it goes. So what happens? How many transformations it takes place in a different way depending upon the location and time. At every minute it changes, and at every meter it changes. So it's very difficult to understand, but still we are struggling to get it properly uh, measure and properly manage to harness its best benefit and to decline the losses, the hazards that are emerging because of mismanagement of water. And I'm sure my experience says that majority of hazards or mismanagement of water happens because of one single reason. I'm talking very, up to the grassroots. Only one single reason is for that. It is the poor water information and poor water data. We do not have proper, adequate and complete water information or water data for each and every locations or time scale. Well, that's why this creates our poor management, and it goes to some of the water policies that are not delivering the benefits for which they were conceived or replicated in the village, district, states, countries, or world. So there are many emerging issues right now in water sector. I have gone through them through books, through my career, through many projects that I have dealt. I have dealt more than 30, 40 watershed projects. I have dealt many command areas, many reservoirs, many canals, many kind of academic research and development works, and have traveled across the nation in different states of the India. And still I found that my wisdom and knowledge on assessing the water or water-based system is not full. And like me, there are many persons who say themselves that they are the expert of the water sector, but they are not. So friends, with this live, I would like to share some of my candid expressions which I have gained through my experience, as well as my recent visit that I had to Toronto, where I attended a International Water Association's Global Water Congress 2024, where thousands of experts of water and thousands of technologists came there. They discussed, they shared their knowledge and wisdom, even the data also. It was a good platform to discuss. Many countries have their own stalls there. India was also having one stall there in the name of Namami Gange. The information was excellent. The posters were excellent on that stall. But if candidly I speak, the people who were explaining it were not of that level who can share it in a better way to the rest of the world. This is the fault in our policy. We are doing excellent work at the ground. We are having many players, many experts, many big list of the experts. But what we are doing, we are not able to properly project it or properly disseminate it on the screen of globe, because others are considering our efforts as a very diluted efforts. Though I found that our efforts are far, far better than many of the developed nations. I had been there to see the water-based stalls, discussion and debates, say Netherlands, Australian or UK or German or even Canadian. Those stalls or the stages were discussing the water-based technologies in this particular event was really of the modern and smart nature, where the more emphasis was to create an industry, to link profitable industry with the water sector, to harness the benefit of the water management and water sector, to convert into services and products which can yield better benefits for the society as well as the businessmen. So more emphasis was to create business with the water sector at different nodes in the space and time. For example, in Western countries, The money is no issue. They are going more towards the quality of the water rather than the quantity of water. And we people are struggling for the quantity of water because scarcity is the bigger issue for us, and we cannot spend much on managing these kind of water issues. So, friends, let me start. Water is the life blood of our planet, and yet we are at critical junction where the scarcity of water is spreading like anything. Its area of spread is getting enlarged year by year, month by month. Briefly introduce myself that after my 40 years experience, right now I am leading a university as a Vice Chancellor of Dr. C.B. Raman University in Bihar, located in the banks of river Ganges. And I used to travel the river Ganges daily up and down from Patna up to my university. Whenever I travel the river over the bridge, it's 5-6 kilometer long bridge, I get many idea. The river flows, the stream bank erosion, and the quality of water in the river, it remains the same what I used to see 20-30 years back. How to manage? What is the ultimate benefit of a lot of expenditure, lot of schemes that working on the river water management, river linking, or watershed management, command area management? They are being done in a piecemeal approach. The ultimate effects are still to be shown in a big way, and it is not a possibility. It cannot be done by a single institution or a single expert or a single subject line expert. Water is considered as a one or two single line experts only, but I consider it as a multidisciplinary subject of research and development and education. When we teach water, when we research water, when we make development plan for the water, we must cross the boundary because it has very deep connects with the food, fodder, forest, land, soil, underground, atmosphere, people, society, many things, ecology, all are depending upon the water. So when you are tackling such a life fluid on the globe, you must expand your horizon. With this expanded horizon, you have to plan and devise your research, development, and curriculum for the higher education. So the global water crisis is calling for an immediate attention. See, over 2 billion people on the globe are feeling water stress condition. This is the report of UN Water in 2023. 2 billion water stressed people on the globe is not a joke. It's a quite huge data. And similarly, around 800 million people lack access to the basic water services. That means for living, they require some basic water services, and about 800 million people are deprived of this. And by 2050, the world population will be increasing another 2 billion, and those 2 billions will be the certainly water stressed population. So we have to have our plan for these situations. The message is the challenge of water scarcity is not just an environmental issue, it is a humanitarian issue, it is an academic issue, and it is a future issue, it is a business issue, and it is a severe issue for the disaster of the ecology, climate, and mankind. All can be finished if it is not taken care properly. So challenges are to be understood properly, and let me consider those challenges. Let me narrate those in a very short way because my live I am planning to be only for 30 minutes. so I cannot cover everything depth and detail. Rather, I can talk 10 hours, 12 hours, 24 hours on this subject. Such a wide exposure I have on the constituents of this vital sector of the research, water or water sets or relevant fields. So what are the challenges in water sector as far as research and development is concerned for the next generation? If I can list them, the first one is the technological lag. We are lagging behind in terms of technology. World is using very advanced and very smart kind of technologies, and the developed nations or the tropical situations like India, we are a bit lagging in those kind of technological parameters. If we see the total research funding, let me talk of the research funding. A data says that only 3% of the world's total research funding, if we say, suppose 100 rupees are being spent on the research in the world, my estimation roughly says that out of those 100 rupees, only 3 rupees are being spent on the research in water sector. So R&D expenditure on water sector is very less, hardly 3 to 4% of what is the total expenditure of R&D in cumulative. So this is to be improved drastically. The second point is our policies are being made in a fragmented manner. The governance of the water sector is in a fragmented manner. There are many compartments, they are beating their drums in a separate modes, in a separate spheres, and they are not touching each other. They themselves individually considering that they are the toppers of the water sector and they are the only expert. No, gentlemen, my appeal is that there are many sectors which has close resemblance with the water and water sectors. So we have to come together and plan our policies and exploit the situation, explore the options available in this technical era where smart tools and technologies are coming in a big way in the world. Let us do not invent zero. No need to do research which is already done. Let us buy it, hire and fire, use it, modify it, and develop our own, managerial models or developmental models. Now, if we see these governance and policy issues, these fragmented efforts of the water sector must be converted into coordinated efforts. And coordination must be with many unknown sectors. It should not be stereotyped that these are the 1 to 5 or 1 to 10 or 20, these are the only sector who are the expert of water sector. No. There are many hidden experts, there are many hidden departments, hidden locations, many hidden wisdoms which are existing at traditional level. Go to them, reach up to them and invite them, give respect to them, include them in your policies and make a comprehensive plan so that we can have a sustainable water managerial and development strategies. The third issue is that we have to be very cautious about the emerging threats. Very likely there are many new emerging threats in the coming years. And what could be those? We have to be very much prepared for that. It's not only the change in temperature or change in rainfall pattern, it could be anything. So climate change in terms of water quality can create health issues, disasters, market, demolition or social crisis. Anything can happen. So we have to consider all those threats as a direct function of the poor management of the water in our society and in our policies. And the last one is that if we are to solve the newly developing water challenges, we must address the gaps that I discussed. Gaps are in the technologies, gaps in governance, gaps in collaboration, and to increase the sphere of team where the water management concept and efforts could be employed or executed in a better way. Let us have some new partners, increase the number of partners, and do exercise to create a tailor-made solution, demand-driven methods to give the answer for the questions. We have to provide not single answer or a single solution. The time has come when generation requires a bouquet of answer. We must have a plethora of answers, a set of answers out of which user can choose anyone as per their own needs. So there cannot be a single answer. Problem could be single, but answers could be many as per the region, as per the situation, whatever prevails in the system where this water is to be managed. Now let us see what should be the gears, shifts in education sector. Because education creates the knowledge, and knowledge creates the wisdom. And good wisdom, a scholar, a graduate, a postgraduate with good wisdom only can provide you inputs for a good policy. So we have to rehaul, we have to modify our education policy. Thanks to Government of India for new education policy, where sufficient room is given for the universities to think from the different perspective, and let us improve the curriculum so that the interdisciplinary education in the water sector could be fused in our programs, maybe in our vocational program, maybe in our diploma program, maybe in our degree program or master's program, doctor's program. So we have to fuse the education in that way so that the above discussed challenges could be at least reduced or diluted. Water management requires expertise in not only the water subjects, hydrology or water resources or water sets, it requires equal weightage for the all other related domains, agriculture, environment, science, and climate and the industries, pollution, quality, quantity, all must be touched to synthesize a capsule of water management in a given particular area under a given situation. And those capsules must be decoded, the set of the constants, set of the problems of that area must be decoded and can be transformed into academia, in the curriculum, and that curriculum must be brought in the classroom so that our future graduates can have something which is not available in the books but which is coming out from the ground. So this is required for the academic point of view. There is a need for special short-term, long-term programs and fusion of the latest technologies, tools, artificial intelligence, machine language, 3D printing, simulation programs, simulation understanding, simulation labs, and many smart gadgets, models, modeling. Those kind of things are not now a part of doctoral or MTech or BTech students. They are now part of a small kids also. So let us include these kind of understandings for the students which are working even in the school, even in the diploma level or short-term course level. Those can be delivered to them. This is what required in the academic fields of water sector. Now, second point is that digital transformation. No, time has gone. We have to switch over to digital era. So digital era is creating, wonders in all sectors. Maybe it's a finance sector, maybe it is a life or comfort sector. Why don't we fuse the digital era in our water sector also in a big way? I am not saying that it is not infused. Yes, it is started, but the speed is very less. We have to be very speedy and very intensive to include the digital interventions in the water sector at many nodes. And the key message is that tomorrow's water experts must be smart enough to deal with the assessment, measurements, planning, management, development, monitoring, policy, and business aspects of the water-based intervention at many scales. Maybe it is a 1 square meter small plot, or maybe it is a 1,000 square kilometer catchment or command area, or maybe it is a say 1 kilometer length of a small stream, or maybe it is a thousands kilometer length of the rivers or canals, reservoirs, small dams. How to integrate the information, how to understand their functioning, how to devise the knowledge pools, and how to brought it in the curriculum to let our scholars or learners can listen it and learn it. And before they learn, they listen. My words are that be professors, the educators, the new generation assistant professors or teachers or trainers. First, they must learn, they must equip themselves, they must be smart enough. Then only they can transmit their wisdom with this digital kind of tools to the students. So tomorrow's butter experts are going to be a smart butter experts, which are full of tools and technologies and digital kinds of contents. Now we have to see some of the local solutions also. We should not ignore the traditional wisdom, the traditional data, the traditional information that is already available with our grassroots level population. Maybe it is a rural citizen, youths, tribal people, or the old farmers, or the expert farmers, or whatever it is. Let us go to them, listen their knowledge and wisdom on the water sector, and listen that in their own local language, convert it into English and advanced language, decode it into digital language, and then assess it and provide the solutions of modern nature. So, how to decode, how to listen, decode, and transform the traditional wisdom of water-based intervention into a modern kind of things, modern kind of language. That is the responsibility of our water educators or the organizations which are dealing with the water-based education systems and courses. So we must think globally, though we have to solve the water issues locally, but we must think globally. Then comes the role of the universities and higher education institutions. Universities are the hub for creating such kind of water experts, and they must come out from their traditional way or a stereotype of things that we will teach this course with this much lecture, this much practical. No, let us have some innovative practices and demand-driven teaching and the course curriculum, and involve the students from day number one and have their experimental learning in real ground conditions. Let us work more on the ground data, primary data, rather than depending and relying upon the secondary data, which is neither collected by us and nor it is relevant to us. The data could have been of other place and we are applying it at some other place. So there are many defaults, many deficiencies which creates wrong information and wrong wisdom. So our efforts becomes limited up to the publication of papers only. You can publish good papers in good journals having the data, but the ultimate use remains just negligible unless you work on the primary data, primary problem and primary regions, primary issues in a ground based interventions rather than the sitting in the rooms, sitting in the table or computer or air conditioned labs. You have to move out to the fields, lab to land and land to lab. It is to be followed very strictly if we really want to do something in the water sector. Now, as far as management is concerned, we are fortunate enough. This next generation is very fortunate to have the smart technologies of artificial intelligence, IoT, chat, GPT, blockchain, water. Everything is helping like anything, but you must have your own wisdom. These smart technologies, AI or chat GPT, are as good as bad also. They can provide you answer only. They can never give you question. Whatever question you put, they can answer you. But question has to generate from our brain. So we have to think over it. Only the person who has good experience, sound experience in water sector can create good questions. And good questions only can be useful for these technologies to give a good answer. Otherwise, garbage in, garbage out. Whatever you ask, they will give the answer in the same way. So, thinking can never be ignored, whatever kind of technologies are developed in the next generation. So, my humble appeal to the next generation, please don't copy, don't apply the concept of copy and paste, don't use these technologies blindly. First, you think over it, have your own wisdom, analyze the problem, matrix of the problem, develop better question, reliable question for your locality, and then apply those questions in these technologies or these smart gadgets. Then only you can get some good answer. It's not ready-made. Okay, so try to have that kind of thing. So smart technologies are not a luxury. People have started to take them as a luxury. It's not a luxury. These are not also new. In past also we have those kind of technologies. The Ravan was having Pushpak Viman, Pushpak craft without driver. It can move from here to Sri Lanka. The Sanjaya in Mahabharat of Indian, literature was having a capability to see the pupil kilometers away. What could have been the pixel of that? Ravan was having a driverless plane. Who can deny it? Narad Muni was having a timeless travel. He could have traveled from Earth to Moon anywhere within a second. We are researching on a timeless travel. So those kind of smart technologies, we are already there in human history, but we have lost them one by one, and we are again rediscovering. So don't be so much proudful that these technologies are the biggest, thing that we have discovered. No, it is not like that. These are some base. These are not luxuries. They are some tools. You have to decide the tools very carefully, not carelessly. Apply your wisdom. Go to the field. Go to the ground. Take advantage of experts who are from the ground. Don't consider that a person who has published 1,000 good research paper in a very reputed journal is an expert of water sector. No, never. I challenge. The person who travels in real ground system, in real watersheds, catchments, commands, and in the data and dealt the primary data, worked with the real persons, real situations, never got the time to sit and publish the paper. Because time is 24 hours only, and he spent most of his time in the ground, traveling in the ground, understanding the system very closely. That doesn't say that that person who has not published the paper but has a sound experience of the ground of different subject and discipline is anyway poorer than the person who has published thousands of good quality papers. No, this stereotype must be broken down. He is expert in writing, okay. I am not disrespecting him, not disrespect him, but he should also respect the person who is working in the field but could not have the proper publication. But they have their wisdom. Those wisdom could be translated, and this era is there. Smart era can harness that wisdom from them. Locate those people who have good ground experience, who has multifarious experience. It should not go waste. I am not saying myself, say I worked 40 years in different sectors, in different states, in different domains, and gained lot of wisdom. But that wisdom will go with me when I die. This is a time where those wisdom and wisdomful people or the experts across the globe or the country must be detected, must be contacted, must be involved, and the advantage could be taken from them. To let that wisdom should be decoded and converted into a digital kind of asset for managing the water resources and water systems in the coming time. So need is, again I am repeating, shift your policy. Every kitchen must have at least one or two good chefs. Thanks God, nowadays our political system is changing. Our leaders, our ministers, our heads, our governors, and our so many persons who are dealing the policies of water, they are now literate people. They are doctorals and they are very literate people. Unless otherwise, in last period, what I've seen in last 40 years, it is the first time I'm seeing the PhDs, IAS, IPS people. They are very literate people. The ministers are very highly educated. But problem lies that those kind of people who are making the policy or they are on the governing seat, they have their own kitchen. And in their kitchen, the cooks are ready-made cooks which are working there since decades. And they can never leave the kitchen. So you must change your thinking. You must have some new cooks in your kitchen. If a minister or a policy planner have one or two or three good cook in his kitchen, everything will automatically change and improvements can be visible. So my humble request to all the policy planners, politicians and the ministers, governors, whosoever are dealing the countries, nations or states, please give some thought to have some wisdomful people with you, listen them, get advantage. It will have very big effect on the policies, and those poor people or those small farmers or farms or farming or the rural life of our planet or our nation will immensely gets improved if your policy gets improved. And policy will get improved only, it is difficult to get improved unless otherwise you touch the technology, you touch the people who have gained wisdom but who are not able to perform or not able to be detected on the stage. They are working behind the curtains for their life. So take advantage of those people in the state, countries and the globe. Hire them, touch them, discuss them and take their advantage for the betterment of the water sector. This is my humble suggestion with this slide. So only through a strong policy framework we can change, we can tackle the water issues. Otherwise, floods are always there, droughts are always there, low water productivity is always there since last decades, many decades, hundred of years. It was same, it is same, it is going to be same. Only you will change the game of words and game of policies, but the problem remains as such. So why don't have some interventions where some innovation, some new thinking coming out of the box must be taken out, and let us have some plan for managing and developing this precious resource of the globe. The Mother Earth has given water as a fluid, which is the life of people. So the future of the water is not a distant crisis. It is very much visible. You will see this crisis within years. It is not a distant crisis, I should like to say. So what we do is the next decade will determine the quantity and quality of water at the same scale. Quality is also getting higher importance. The quality of water in rivers, streams, wells or our pipes. You know, in Western countries, I have seen they are spending a lot to regulate the quality of the water that is coming in their pipes or in their RO system or in the drinking conduits. They are spending a lot on that, while we are on the sake of the God. So at least our rivers and canals, the quality of water that is flowing must be monitored and must be tackled, and policy ingredients must be given towards a good quality of water that is reaching to the humankind or even the animals. Is it? So is a call of action for educators. If I call, what should be the call of action for educator? As education, I can see or I can say our educators, innovators and citizens of the world, I like to say, friends, it is your duty to protect and optimize our most precise natural resource water. The activities or the direction must be from both angle, protection and production. Protection means you have to protect the water, you have to protect the losses because of the water, that is soil erosion, soil loss or flood or drought, whatever. Or you have to produce the water, you must have more income, not more production. There must be more rupees or more dollars per drop of water rather than more production per drop of water. So the logo has to be changed. We must get more benefit per drop of the water by putting smaller investment using the traditional ways and a blend of traditional technology and the smart technologies, and developing the human resources which is capable enough to think, visualize, propose, implement, monitor, and execute these kind of interventions for the betterment of the water sector of the village, district, state, country, or whole globe. So thanks. I would like to give humble thanks to my audience. If you have any question or any inputs over my live, you are free to put your question on my YouTube channel. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. This channel I started just initially for the music purpose only, but then I started to research that music is better correlated with the society, and society is better correlated with the science. So I have tried to do a fusion of science, society, and music. So these echoes, channel name is echoes of science, society, and music. So more I will be discussing on the science nowadays, and intermittently sometime I used to use the music also. So please visit my channel. My YouTube handle is visible at the rate Dr. Dr. Murari Murari 24 at the rate Dr. Murari 24 at the rate Dr. Murari 24. Please visit my channel and subscribe to it. I will be happy. And put your question, put your comments on my live. I will be trying to answer you because time is a constraint. After 40 years in the public sector, 25 in Government of India, 15 in Government of Gujarat, I am taking the taste of a corporate sector as a Vice Chancellor of a good university, of a very big group, ISEC group of university, which is working tremendously and in a different way, innovatively, where the art, science, engineering, management, and humans all are integrated together to give an education of different kind. So thanks to this group, yes, as a Vice Chancellor since last 6 months at a location like Bihar, and that too on the river Ganges, I found myself very much fortunate to share this live on the water sector. I have too much to share. I will be sharing whenever I will get in time. So thank you very much. Lastly, I would like to say that the next revolution is a water revolution. This we are talking since many decades, but this time it is a very critical. The next revolution will be a water revolution if we want to survive on this globe. And the water we save today, the water that we save today will save our tomorrow. This is the catchy line I like to give at the end. Whatever water we are saving today is going to save our tomorrow. So please be sensitive for our next generation, and let us be smart with smarter water solutions for a smart future. Thank you very much. So nice of you. Thank you very much. And please put your comments on my live. It will be a very pleasing thing for me. This live I have done without any proper planning or without any proper preparation. Just I got an idea. Let me talk something on the water sector, because this is a big sector. Every node has to be discussed in a different way. So my appeal to all the policy planners and the leaders and the whosoever is engaged in water sector, please change your thinking. In your room, in your kitchen, try to involve some of the experts which are not visible by now. Detect them, collect them, utilize them, and have something new. Whole world is working on this line. Now traditional kind of evaluation criteria are not at all valid. Thank you very much. Take care. Thank you very much. This is Dr. Gaur, Vice Chancellor, Dr. C.B. Raman University, Bihar, at Vaishali, Hajipur. Thank you very much.